Coming up on Eagle Vision News, highlights of the 2022 Tory Conference,
the new release date of Will Smith's most recent film,
and reporter Mackenzie Sandberg gives us an update on the travel restrictions post-COVID-19.
All this and more coming up on Eagle Vision News.
Earlier today, both
Welcome back to the second episode of Season 8. I'm Olivia Yatooma.
And I'm Jeff Woolson. I gotta say, Olivia, you look very blue today. I love what's going on over here.
Thank you so much. It's a Zara purchase.
Zara?
Yes. Before I became an anchor, I went to Zara and bought like 5 blazers, so.
I have no idea what that brand is.
Honestly, me neither.
It looks very nice, though.
Thank you so much.
Very nice.
We're coordinating today.
We are, yes. I got more of the fall blue going on. You got more of the spring blue, but I appreciate it.
We're staying true to our season.
True to your season, yep.
On October 15, Biola hosts the Love La Mirada event. Love La Mirada is a community organization whose goal is to make a difference every day in the community. The kickoff rally will be held on the South Field at 8 a.m. with Starbucks coffee and refreshments. And Chick-fil-A is serving lunch prior to the closing ceremony at 12 p.m., so don't miss an opportunity to stock up on some free food and to make a difference in our local community.
Have a $1 million business idea? Well, on October 12th, it's your chance to compete with other students to win $500 of in-seed funding. In this year's pitch competition, it will give anybody 90 seconds to pitch their ideas to a panel of judges. And at the end of the event, a winner will be declared based off of presentation, original idea, and market projectability. This starts 7:30 in the Yatooma courtyard next to Heritage. Don't miss this great opportunity hosted by the Office of Innovation.
You know, Jeff, I'm kind of curious. What is your $1 million business idea?
You know, ever since I saw this story, I've been giving this a lot of thought. Okay. I always struggle with tying my ties. I always do. So if there was a machine that could tie my ties and maybe straighten it out, I'm sold on it. I'm buying that. I'm investing in it.
It would take away all of the stress before a show, too.
It would take away all the stress. That's for sure. What about you?
You know, when I was little, I used to say that I wanted a machine that could get me dressed in 30 seconds.
Wow.
You know, you just pick out your outfit for the day like you see in Disney Channel. You press the outfit you want, and then you're just dressed.
Kind of like those soda machines that have all types of soda in one. That's, I love that idea.
Exactly.
We should go pitch that.
We should go pitch that.
October 12th.
October 12th, we'll be there. In other news, this year's Tory Conference has officially come and gone, and as a Biola student who attended the conference, I can confirm that it was nothing short of a success. Tory Conference consisted of 5 main sessions, a wide variety of breakout sessions, and keynote speakers and artists specifically chosen to step into this position of leadership. To cover the conference in greater detail, reporters Allison and Alexis highlight the best parts of Tory Week.
Biola students were able to learn how to walk the way of Jesus together as the Tory Conference finally made its way onto campus, bringing our campus together in celebration of exploring God's presence in the main avenues of spiritual growth. This week, Biola has canceled classes from the 5th to the 7th to allow students to devote time to Tory. This intentional time of rest enables campus-wide spiritual growth. The 3 days of Tory involved main speakers such as Carmen Imes, Christine Kane, and Brian Peterson. Each speaker spoke their own experiences and journeys as God has grown in them.
I really liked how Brian Peterson talks about how he got closer to God through both art and both service, helping homeless people. I think it was really cool that he was able to put his passions into helping society and getting closer to God.
Tory also incorporated experimental sites throughout campus in between sessions, these being writing Philippians passages, sharing your stories through art, even bubble stations. There was also an event after day 1 called Soul of Soul that closed the night on a high.
Jesus is this hope we have as an anchor for our soul, both firm and secure. The future is bright, and God wants to use you to do that.
And so seeing Christine Kane talk about how we need to be more strong in our faith and incorporate that with spiritual practices.
Biola invited worship band For All Seasons to play for the whole weekend during main sessions. Being a band that was created from previous Biola graduates, it was a sweet touch to a week filled with community and reflection. Our sufferings and struggles don't need to be held in secret and alone, and instead we are to remember that God is with us at all times. This has been Alexis Marion with Eagle Vision News.
Jeff, what did you think of this year's Torrey Conference? I know you're a senior, so it was your last one.
My last one, it was phenomenal. I really felt the Lord just coming in and speaking to me through all those worship songs, all those speakers. It was fantastic. I loved it. I'm be very bummed I'm going to be missing it next year.
I know, I got one more, so I got you beat a little bit.
You do, yeah. But would you say that Torrey Conference is trending?
I would say that it's trending.
I think so too.
Yes. Now let's take a look at what's actually trending this week. To highlight entertainment news, let's talk about none other than Will Smith. Will Smith's newest film, Emancipation, has a release date and a trailer. Apple announced the film will premiere in theaters December 2nd and will stream on Apple TV starting December 9th. The release date came as a shock to many since Emancipation was originally pushed to release in 2023. The delayed release date was, of course, due to the controversy following Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Academy Awards. One could never forget. But in an article published by Variety on October 3rd, it was said that Emancipation is Apple's best shot at making an impact in the coming Oscar race. If I had to guess, I'd say that's the reason for the film's early release date. And now switching gears from movies to TV, actress Mila Kunis sits down with Willie Geist on Sunday Today to talk about the reboot of That 70s Show, where she stars alongside her husband, Ashton Kutcher. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher reprise their roles as Jackie Burkhart and Michael Kelso. Better yet, this married couple plays a married couple on TV. In her interview with Willie Geist, Mila Kunis says, quote, "I've never been more nervous in my life," end quote. I don't know about you, but I can't wait to tune in. And finally, country singer Hardy was in a tour bus crash where he says he was treated for, quote, significant injuries. Hardy, along with 3 members of the team, were involved in the crash near Bristol, Tennessee. The cause of the crash is not yet clear. Hardy asked for fans to pray as his bus driver is still in the hospital. And although Hardy has been cleared from the hospital, he has been instructed by doctors to recover over the next few weeks.
Moving over from entertainment to sports, all of our focus is on Biola men's soccer. The Biola Eagles took on Fresno Pacific in the first game of conference play. Let's go 3 minutes into the game. Score still tied 0-0. Still getting warmed up by Christian Kalachi and Aiden Hill. Like, nope, I'm all warm. Aiden Hill with the head from Christian Kalachi. Biola taking the lead 1-0 early in this game. Get ready, folks. This is going to be a long one. Let's go to the 10th minute, 35 to go. Biola up 1-0. Clément Michelet scores from the assist from Moritz Riegel. Kind of snuck it past the goalie there a little bit. On the ground, stayed low, 2-0 now. Big time plays for the boys. Now, we'll go right before the half. Under a minute to go. Biola up 2-0. You would think nothing's going to happen. There's only under a minute left. Samuel Skartnes takes it right away from the defender, says, I'll take that. Passes it to Moritz Riegel. Riegel's like, I want some. Give me 3-0. Scores the 3rd goal of the night, putting Biola up 3 before the half. There's something special going on in that field. I can just sense it. I don't know about you, but it's me right now. But let's go to the second half. Rolls around 7 minutes into the game. Aiden Hill with assist to Christian Kalachi. Leading now the Pac-West in goals scored with 8 games and 8 goals. You can count on this young man every time to score as he steps on the field. Biola quickly pulling away with a 4-0 lead. Now, 5-0. Christian Kalachi league leading, but Biola soccer history seeking. Samuel Skartnes, 6th goal for Biola, and may I add, with some style. The bicycle kick? That 6th goal broke the school record as the Eagles set a Division II single-season record for the most goals in a single game. I was very glad to be calling that game, seeing a little bit of history. Congrats to the boys here. It's finally October, and all eyes are on the MLB as the postseason games are already underway. This will be a postseason like no other. The Astros cruised their way in with the best record in the American League, and the Yankees crushing home runs with the league's best at 246, thanks to Aaron Judge's record-breaking year. And let's not forget about the Mariners breaking a 20-year playoff drought as their postseason run could turn into a Cinderella story. The Braves are back to defend their title, but how could we not talk about the best team in baseball? The Dodgers having a magical year, 110-plus wins with the best earned run average in baseball, with a lethal offense to back it up. I hope you guys are excited as I am. Well, with all this postseason baseball going around, that means there's going to be postseason weather. So places like New York, Philly, it's going to get cold. It's going to come down the line there.
Gonna come down to the line there. So former anchor Caitlin Quisenberry has all the updates on this week's weather.
Thank you, Jeff and Olivia. I'm standing here in the devastation that Hurricane Ian has caused the majority of residents of Florida, Cuba, and the Carolinas. Of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to all of those residents there. But here in La Mirada, we are looking at a nice 63-degree morning with a 77-degree afternoon and 64 in the evening. This is what I like to call a little fall in California. And in the sunrise, we're going to be seeing a sunrise at 6:49 in the morning with a sunset at 6:34, which means you got to get on the road around 5, so you can get that sunrise. But over here, we've got 64 up in Washington, moving down into the high 70s over in California. And coming over onto the East Coast, we're going to start to see some fall temperatures finally for those people out on the East Coast. The leaves are starting to change. And over in Florida, we're going to start to see that humidity coming in. It's not quite fall there yet, but they'll get there. And for the next couple of days this week, you can expect to see a high of 83 this week, and we're going to start with 78, moving all the way down into 81, and finishing off your weekend at 85 degrees with a high of 88, so that's pretty nice. That's what I like to call fall in California. I don't know if you guys agree with me over at the desk there, Olivia and Jeff, but back to you.
Thanks, Caitlin. So great to have you back on the green screen.
And now joining us is Mackenzie Sandberg with update travel restrictions after COVID. I'm going somewhere in December, so give us all the information I need to know right now.
Incredible. Thank you, Jeff.
Yes.
On October 1st, the government of Canada officially announced the removal of all COVID-19 entry restrictions. Travelers entering Canada, regardless of citizenship, no longer have to provide proof of vaccination, undergo testing, or report signs of symptoms to enter the country. But Canada is not the only country quickly deserting COVID-19 restrictions. Singapore returned to how the country was run before the pandemic. Hong Kong has left its rather famous 3-week quarantine policy in the dust, and Japan has dropped its 50,000 daily visitor limit. However, there is one very notable country that still is holding strong to its top-down, zero-tolerance COVID strategies. And if you guessed China, you are correct. China is one of the last countries on the planet attempting to completely get rid of COVID-19 with absurd restrictions, often requiring citizens to be tested up to 3 times a week. But as you might have experienced in 2020, long quarantine hours often spark new ideas, and recently the creativity of one of Chinese citizens came alive as he uploaded a satirical video displaying his frustration towards the conditions of his country. The video got 1.3 million views before the government took it down, but later the creator remarked that the Chinese propaganda surrounding lockdown policies are, quote, too absurd to be criticized using logic, quote. All that being said, Biola students, it looks like now is your time to start catching up on all the traveling you missed out on during the pandemic.
Thank you, Mackenzie. I'm glad that these travel restrictions are now being leveled down just a little bit, but I'm not going to be going to China, so I don't have to worry about that. That's for sure.
I know, after I graduated from high school, I really wanted to go to Europe. That was kind of like my summer vacation, but obviously that has not happened. So maybe it can happen this summer.
It could, I love that idea for you. I love it.
And hey, before we close out the show, Gigi hits the streets to ask Biola students a question that's short and sweet, and maybe a little bit spicy. A question that may or may not have made an appearance on your TikTok For You page. Take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your second episode of Gigi on the Street. My name is Gigi Farrell, and it happens to be that I'm on the street. We are going to Biolans here on campus and asking, he's a 10, she's a 10, Biola edition. Let's find out how low these numbers can go or how high we can get them. All right, let's hit the street. Hi, I'm here with
Jordan.
Kate. Jordan and Kate. All right, he's a 4, but he's a student athlete.
8. 7.
Okay, it bumped it up quite a bit. Hi, I'm here with
Alex.
Okay, Alex. She's a 10, but she's trying to get married after 2 weeks of meeting you.
That's a 6.
Hi, I'm here with
Sarah.
Sarah. He's a 10, but he picks you up on your first date with a scooter.
Maybe like a 13. Well, are there 2 seats? Like, can 2 people fit on it or no?
No, it's a Razor.
Oh. I'd probably be like a 7.
Okay, good. Nice to hear. Hi, I'm here with
Caleb.
Caleb's a good friend of mine, so I'm really excited for this question. All right, she's a 10, but she says guitar like guitar.
4.
Thank you. Wow. Those are some interesting answers and some deal breakers were heard today. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Gigi on the Street. If you have any suggestions for me or the Eagle Vision team, shoot your way over to my Instagram at GigiFarrell1 or go to Eagle Vision's Instagram at Eagle Vision. Thank you so much for tuning in. Back to you at the desk.
Wow, thank you, Gigi. Those are some unbelievable responses.
They really are. You know, I've seen that trend all over my TikTok For You page, and I've had a lot of time to think about my he or she is a 10.
Yeah?
Yes.
Well, do tell.
I would say either he or she's a 10, but he wears socks with sandals.
Oh.
That's kind of a no-go.
No-go.
Or he or she is a 10, but he can't cook.
I can't cook.
Oh, no.
We knew this episode one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call
All
you
right.
out.
Mine is, I love this one. She's a 10, but she pours her milk before her cereal.
That is also me.
Red
okay.
flag.
Well, we're unintentionally calling each other out today. That's
Yep,
lovely.
that's true. Firing shots on the air, but that's all we have for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for episode 3. I'm Jeff Woolson.
And I'm Olivia Yatooma. You Eagles have a great week.